He said, what positions people as a leader? When does a person become a leader? When they have? Followers. Okay. Your position as a leader when you have followers. Okay? So if you want to have followers, the first thing is that you need to know what type of followers we have. This is my trend. This is the way that I teach, right? First I tell you what you need to do. Then I tell you what are the types of the things to do, right? And then I tell you how to make it happen. So now I'm telling you, you need to become a leader, you need to have followers. Then I teach you the 3 types of followers that you can have, and I teach you how to get the followers. Okay? This is the trend that we are working on. So to become a leader, you need followers. And to be able to get followers, first you need to know the type of followers. So there are 3 types of followers. The first group of followers are called promotional partners. And these type of followers are the most important type of followers that you can have. Promotional partners. These are the main reason for success of most successful businesses. This is what actually makes businesses successful. Understanding of getting promotional partners. Okay? So we spend a lot of time today on getting promotional partners, how to get any person to promote your business. Not any person, how to get influential people to promote your business. Okay? The second type of followers are called production partners. Okay? Well, clients and potential clients. The second one are clients and potential clients. And the third one are production partners. So, to give you an example of each, promotional partners are people who help you to promote your business. Clients and potential clients are people who come to the followership because they want to buy from you or they are interested in the message that you have. Okay? And then first you build the followership, and then from that, within the followership, the clients and potential clients come to your business. Okay? They become clients. Then you have production partners. Who are production partners? Production partners are partners who enable you to deliver what you promise. Okay? Do you remember Jonathan's story from the morning? He wanted to learn social media, so he went and got 8 speakers to talk about social media. Now, he didn't know anything about social media. But could he do an event on social media? Absolutely. He doesn't need to know anything about social media to do an event on social media. Okay? This is a wrong mindset that people have. That I need to know everything to be able to do it. No, that's wrong. You need to have good production partners. Go get 8 speakers who know about social media. Then they come and talk about social media. You just organize the event. Make sense? So to do a social media event, you don't need to know social media. You need to know how to get production partners and how to get promotional partners. So you get production partners to help you create the event. Then you get promotional partners to help you sell the event. What are you doing in the middle? Just managing the production partners and promotional partners. And that's the job of a business owner. The job of a business owner is not doing the delivery work. You may start with doing the delivery work. Okay? You may start with doing the delivery work, but not necessarily you want to keep doing the delivery all the time. Okay? And delivery, I don't mean like getting something and delivering it to the next place. Delivery means delivering the promises that you make to people. Okay? So we are going to have a social media event. So that's the promise, is having a social media event. So the event is the delivery here. Make sense? What you promise. So when people bought the ticket to come to this event, this event is the delivery. Okay? Now, so that can be done by production partners. Now, sometimes some people are excited or passionate about doing it themselves, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic. You can do it yourself, or you can get a production partner to do it. Or you can start with yourself and then add production partners later. All of it is great. Okay? But remember, Any one of you in this room tomorrow can start a medical clinic. You don't need to be a medical doctor to start a medical clinic. You need to know how to get a medical doctor to go and get the license of the medical clinic. Make sense? You don't need to be a medical doctor to be able to start a medical clinic. You need to know how to get a medical doctor to invest in you in the business and become your production partners. And when they are your production partner, then you can do whatever you want. Now, think about this in any business. You can start any business that you want as long as you know how to get production partners in that business. Okay? And if you know how to get promotion partners, you can promote that business. And if you know how to get clients, how to build the followership, and get clients and potential clients, then you can build the business and make money from it. Okay? So that's why the followership matters. Now, when you are building the business, you build the business like a pool. It's like a pool of followers. And within the pool of followers, okay, you start getting promotional partners and production partners and potential clients. It's a pool of people who are following you. Okay? Now let me just give you an example. I have no idea. It may actually backfires at me. But I'm just going to test this. Does anybody here have a business networking group that you're running a business networking group? Okay. Now, would you promote me? Would you do a 1.5 hour talk for me? Like if you have an event and you are bringing people like into an event, would you have me as a guest speaker?
Absolutely.
Will you have me as a guest speaker? Will you have me as a guest speaker? Okay. You see, it's a pool of followers. Okay. And within the pool of followers, you have the potential promotional partners and promotional partners. I had no idea about the question that I asked. I had no idea about the result I'm going to get, right? But then you have this pool of followers, and then within the pool of followers, you have the promotional partners. You have the production partners, okay? Now, is anybody here that teaches social media? Teaches people how to use Facebook? Okay. Now, would you teach my students how to use Facebook? Yes, awesome. Okay, that's great. You see, I just got myself a production partner. I don't need to know how to use Facebook. I can get her to teach my students how to get Facebook, how to use Facebook. It's a pool of followers, and within the pool of followers, you have production partners and promotional partners and potential clients or clients. Okay? So that's the way that it works. It's like every day of your life. If you can imagine this, now this is an obvious one, right? But it's not just this, right? It's just everywhere of your business. As long as you are sharing your message and you go out and you help people to change their lives, then you find this pool of potential clients, promotional partners, and production partners who can come to the picture. The only thing you need to have, not the only thing, but the most important thing you need to have is having a vision that this is what I'm going to create, so the right production partner and the right promotional partners get attracted to you. And then you can go and get them and build your business. Okay? So some of the production partners, okay, we go ahead and then, no, I'm going to talk about that. So some of the production partners, okay, that you can get are investors. You may want to start something today, but you don't have money. Okay? Let's say you want to start a medical clinic tomorrow. Okay, but you don't have money. You don't have money, you are not a doctor. Can you start a medical clinic? Absolutely. What do? You go find an investor who wants to start a medical clinic, then you find a doctor who wants to start a medical clinic, and you make this happen. Now you are 3 production partners. You are the manager, you are the person who knows how to get everybody connected to each other. That's what you're bringing to the business. One person is bringing in the money, the other person is bringing in the license. You see? You don't need necessarily to have the money. One of the production partners are investors. One type of production partners are your employees. If you don't have employees, like for example, let's say you're an accountant, okay, either full-time or part-time, doesn't matter. It works for you, okay? If you have an accountant, can they help you to grow your business? Absolutely. You know why? Because you don't need to spend your time on accounting. And if that opens 10 hours a month of your time, or 5 hours a month of your time, do you think you can use that 5 hours to find promotional partners instead? And if Within 5 hours, you get only one promotional partner. Do you think that promotional partner can refer 20 clients to you during a year? Do you see how an accountant can help you to grow your business? So you use an accountant as a production partner to open time for yourself. You use that to get promotional partners to help you to promote your business. Now, how many of you had a change of the mindset now about business? You are like, oh, okay. That's different than the way that I thought. I thought, I got to be out there and I got to be the person who is selling everything and doing everything and finding all the clients. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, but I'm saying there is other ways. You can do pieces of it yourself. You can do the entire thing, get other people to do it. Okay? You don't need to do it entirely yourself. You don't need to think, oh, I can't make it happen. You can make it happen with understanding this concept. Okay? Now, the most important part of promotion of followership, though, is promotional partners. Because if you learn how to get promotional partners, the other two show up. Production partners and clients and potential clients show up if you know how to get promotional partners. And the promotional part, getting promotional partners, is kind of the harder one. Because, for example, if I want somebody to teach my students something, well, I already have the students, right? Well, it's not hard to find a person to teach my students something. Because I already have the students. You know, it's like kind of you're hiring a person to do work. There are a lot of people who want to work, right? But then getting those students is hard. And then getting people to give me those students is harder. Yeah? So that's why I'm going to focus on how to build a solid referral network in your business and how to build promotional partnership for yourself. If you learn this, the other two are simple. Okay? The other two can follow this. Now, let me ask you this question. Okay, how many of you have heard this talk before? Because sometimes I present this talk separately. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Not all of you. So, if you know the answer because you have heard my talk, don't shout it. Okay? If you knew the answer before you hear my talk, then say it. It's okay. What's the biggest difference between $40,000 earners and $1 million earners? What? Their network? The value that they create? Their attitude? Mindset? Persistence? The persistence? Passion? Somebody said $960,000. Okay. System? Uniqueness in the market? Their message? Okay. The biggest difference between $40,000 earners and $1 million earners is the way that they calculate numbers. It seems they've been to different schools. It seems that they had different math teachers, mathematical teachers. It seems somebody taught them calculate numbers differently. The biggest difference between $40,000 earners and $1 million earners is their productivity. When a $40,000 earner calculates 1 plus 1, they usually get 0. Sometimes they get 1, and barely they get 2. When a $1 million earner calculates 1 plus 1, they usually get 10, sometimes 20, and even there are times that they get 50. Now all of you are totally following me what I'm saying, right? 1 plus 1 equals 0. Okay, I thought so. So I'm going to explain this to you. This is two people. There are two people, right? This person is the entrepreneur, and this person is the person that this entrepreneur sees in an event on social media, over a dinner, for a coffee, whatever. Okay? Somewhere. Now, this entrepreneur is a $40,000, $100,000, $60,000 earner. Okay? Let's say this entrepreneur is a web designer. Okay? and goes to a networking event and sees this person. So we have one entrepreneur and one person in front of the person, right? So 1 plus 1. And here is the way that this $40,000 earner asks questions. Now I want you to really give me an honest answer. When I come to you and I'm asking you a question, I want you to give me an honest answer to that question. Imagine that I'm a web designer. Okay? So here is the way that as a $40,000 earner, I go to a networking event. Okay? Hi, my name is Iman and I'm a web designer. Do you need a website?
Yes, okay.
Do you need a website? Really? No, okay, give me an honest answer. Do you need a website or no? Okay? So you don't need. Hi David, my name is Iman and I'm a web designer. Do you need a website?
I do need a website.
You do need a website. Okay. So, see here. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gave me 0 transaction. Right? And then I went to the next person and I said 1 plus 1, and it gave me 1 transaction. Because he needs a website. Now, how many of you in this room actually need a website? Raise your hand. Okay, few of you. Okay? Now, this is the way that the $40,000 earner continues. So if I were to continue, I would say, do you need a website? Do you need a website? Do you need a website? Do you see how many 1 plus 1, 0 I'm getting? 0, 0, 0, 0. Do you need a website? 1. No. No, no, 0. Do you see how many zeros I'm getting? Okay? Now I can continue this. Most of the time I get 0. Sometimes I get 1, and barely I get 2. When is the time that I get 2? If the person designs the website with me, and after the site is over, I say, well, that's great that you designed the website, but you need to move it to the top of Google. Now let me take you to the top of Google. And the person says, yes. I'm like, yeah. And that's 2 transactions. And that's it. We are done. So, most of the time I got 0. Sometimes I got 1, and barely I get 2. This is what most entrepreneurs do when they go to a networking event. When they go search on social media, when they do anything. This is what they do. Okay? So what does $1 million, how does $1 million earner think? The way that $1 million earner think is not that it's not about the person in front of them. It's about the people behind the person in front of them. So they don't ask, they ask their questions differently. It can be still in the same business, and I can go still to the same room. But I just changed the way that I ask my question. So this time, instead of saying, hi, my name is Iman, I'm a web designer, do you need a website? I'm going to change my question. So, Tahir. Hi, my name is Iman, and I'm a web designer. Hello. Do you know a person who needs a website?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know a person who needs a website? Yes. Do you know a person who needs a website? Do you know a person who, do you know a person? Do you know a person? How many of you know a person who has a crappy website and needs a brand new website? Do you see? It's the same room. I just changed the question. I just changed the very same question. So they can be in the same business, they can go to the very same meeting, and the $1 million earner gets from every 1 plus 1, 10, 20, or even 50. Now let's go back to the question that I asked from the room, and I said it may backfire at me, right? What did I ask from the room? I said, how many of you here organizes a business network? Do you remember that question? And I got 4 hands up. As soon as it is a break, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to jump in front of people and say, buy my coaching program, buy my coaching program, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Paige, and I'm going to go to, Tracy. I'm going to go to Paige, and I'm going to go to Tracy and say, Paige, can we have a coffee so you can give me a talk?
Sure.
Tracy, can we go and have a coffee? Do you see? I'm not going out to sit with them to sell my program to them, but when I'm going out is I'm going out because they can put me in front of 40, 50, 60 clients. Does that make sense? So from 1 plus 1, how many people show up at your events?
20, 30.
20, 30. How many people show up at your events?
So around 6.
6, 7, right? Do you see? 1 plus 1, 20, 30, 1 plus 1, 6, 1 plus 1, your events? Huh? 30? Do you see how I changed the entire system? Because what I'm looking for in the room is not jumping in front of people and say, buy my program. What I'm looking for is people who can refer clients to me. So instead of 1 plus 1 equals 0, I'm getting 1 plus 1 equals 20 or 30 or 50. Do you remember I said the person who can change your business forever is sitting in this room? That person is sitting in this room if you know what the right question to ask. If you know the right question to ask for your business, that person is sitting in this room. And there is a person in this room who can connect you to your dream client, or to your dream promotional partner, or to your dream production partner. The reason that you can't find the person is because you don't know what to ask. You don't know who to look for. Okay? You can walk to an absolutely brand new city and within 4 days build a business that has the potential of making 6 figures. And I'm not joking because I did it 3 times this year. I was challenging myself. I said, I'm going to walk into a city that I've never been to before. And within 4 days, I have to build a business that has the potential of making 6 figures. Because I was telling my students that they can do that. So I wanted to make sure that I can do it myself. I was not telling them that they have to do it within 4 days. I was telling them you have to do it during a year. So I said I'm going to do it in 4 days. Okay? Now what matters is knowing the right question to ask and being able to find that person in the room. Okay? So, now, let me show you another example here. Now we're going to do an exercise. So, I want everybody in the room find a partner. And partner means one person, okay? You're not going to partner with 2 people. Okay? Everybody find a partner, and if you don't have a partner, please stand up so you can see each other. Okay? Everybody has a partner?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody has a partner. There's one person here who doesn't have a partner. David doesn't have a partner. Everybody has a partner? Everybody has a partner? Yeah, you have a partner, you have a partner, you have a partner, you have a partner. Okay, you go and partner up with Nargis at the back of the room. David? Okay, good. You have to be beside your partner, by the way. You have to be beside each other. Okay? Now, partners A, raise your hand. Partners A, raise your hand. Partners A, raise your hand. Partner B is going to start. Okay? Now, partners B, please make a fist like this. Okay? And present it to partner A like this. Not like this, okay? Like this. Present it to partner A. Give it to partner A. Partner A's. Try to open the hand of partner B. Try to open their hand. Try to open their hand, okay? I want you to try to open their hand. You don't have a partner? Oh, okay. Okay, don't kill each other though, okay? Okay. How many of you succeeded? 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Now, this just to make sure that it's not about the strengths. Partners A, make a fist. Okay. And present it to partner B. Partners B, try to open the hand of partner A. Okay. Okay. How many of you succeeded? Few of you. Okay. Now, everybody, please make a fist and present it to me. Would you like this? Okay. Please open your hands. I never told you to force open the other person's hand. Okay? I told you to open the person's hand.
You didn't have to deal with her.
Okay? I told you to open your partner's hand. But what you are doing is forcing the other person's hand. You know why? Because when you don't know what to ask, you end up forcing. When you don't know what to say or what the system is, then you end up pushing and forcing and putting pressure and working hard. How many of you, when you were opening the other person's hand, you were getting hurt because you were trying to open the other person's hand, right? But you were hurting yourself to open the other person's hand, right? Forgetting about the other person was getting hurt because you were trying to put in their hand, right? Now take your seats. If everybody goes back to your seats, okay? Now, do you think that's the only way? Do you think that's the only way that you could open the other person's hand? No. In fact, there are a ton of other ways to open each other's hand. Okay? Now, everybody make a fist. Okay? Everybody make a fist. Do you want to go for a handshake? Do you want to go for a handshake? Well, that's a fist bump. Do you want to go for a handshake? Do you want to go for a handshake? Okay, 1. Do you want to go for a handshake?
Sure.
2. Do you want to go for a handshake? Do you want to go for a handshake? Okay. Do you want to go for a handshake?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to go for a handshake?
No.
Thank you. I don't waste my time with him because he doesn't want to open his hand. I'm just going to go to the next one. Forget him. He's going to come back. But if I open the hand of all this row, I'm like, are you sure you don't want to do a handshake? Everybody's on my team. Are you sure? Okay. Maybe. He turned from no to maybe. Right? Now I'm going to continue, and I'm like, okay, I handshake with 80% of the room. Do you want to shake my hand? He's like, yes or no. I don't care. You want or not? I'm not going to waste my time. Why? Because the ones who open their hand are the ones that I want. The ones who don't open their hands are wasting my time. So you just go on to the next person. Okay? Now, do you think that was the only way to open a person's hand? Imagine I had a $5 in my hand. Okay? And I would say, okay, now everybody make a face. Now, anybody who runs to me to get the $5. Right? So now it just changes. Instead of me going to everybody, I'm like, okay, anybody who wants it, open your hand and run to get the money. Right? Or I would come and say, I give it to you. Like, would you want to $5? You have to open your hand to get the $5. I could have a book. I could have a ton of, there are a ton of ways to open the other person's hand. But the reason that we end up forcing is because we don't see the other 550 ways to open the other person's hand. We just keep thinking about one thing, and that's forcing the other person's hand because we don't know the system. Or we misunderstood the question. Right? As soon as I said, I never asked you to force open the other person's hand, you're like, oh, he's right, he never asked us. Now you can think about other things, right? So, this fist, what is this fist though? Why am I doing this exercise? This fist is us. When a person comes to you and asks you to refer clients to that person, you're like a fist you don't want to open. You don't want to refer clients to that person. If a person comes to you and says, would you send clients to me? You're like, well, I even don't know you. Why would I send clients to you? You don't want to open your hand. You don't want to refer your family and friends. Same thing with the promotional partners that you go to. When you go to them, they don't want to open. They are like a fist. You should know how to open this hand. If you know how to open this hand, then you can. Now, if you notice, I did several things. First, I asked, would you please open your hands? And everybody opened. Okay? Now, if that wouldn't work, I would get a book in my hand. I would go and give it a book and say, this is a book that can change your life. Would you like to open your hand and get the book? Right? And then, if that wouldn't work, I would get a $5 in my hand and say, like, this is a $5. Would you open your hand? If you wouldn't open your hand, I would have a fist. I'm like, you want to open my fist? So we kind of have to do this. Do you want to open? Do you want to go for a handshake? No? Okay. Then I would say, okay. If that wouldn't work, I would do whatever. Like I would get the entire room on my side. And I'm like, are you sure you want to be the guy who is alone? Come and join me because everybody is with me, right? So there are 5 ways to open generally. Right? And I'm going to teach you the 5 ways. And those are called the motivations of promotional partners to help you to promote your business. So there are 5 motivations that promotional partners have, and then that's the way that we categorize promotional partners. Okay? So there are 5 types of promotional partners based on their motivation. The first type of promotional partners are called sneezers. Okay? Who are sneezers? Sneezers are people who sneeze. Right? So, what does that mean? That means that they spread the word about you. They are the people who know your target market and know what a change you can make in other people's lives. Okay? So first, they can identify your target market as soon as they see them, and they know how you change their lives. And as soon as they see your target market, they sneeze about you, which means they talk about you. They say, oh, have you ever talked to Iman? You want to do this? Have you ever talked to Iman? You want to do that? Have you ever talked to this person? You know, so they can identify your client. They know what a change you can make in their lives, and they sneeze about you as soon as they see them. Okay? Now, who can be a sneezer? Who can be a person who can identify your target market, know what change you can make in their lives, and are going to refer clients to you? Your ideal clients? Well, yeah, but who is the sneezer? The sneezer sends you the ideal clients, but who is the actual sneezer? Family and friends. Okay, I get this a lot. Family and friends. Okay? And I have a slight problem with it. Why? Because I usually see marketing as a marketing plan. Right? And if I want to grow my business, I want to be able to get more of it. And unfortunately, I cannot order more sisters. And because I can't order more sisters, I can't put that in my marketing plan. Right? In fact, my sister even doesn't know what I do. Right? But she's always confused. What do you do exactly? Yeah. Funny thing, actually, I got to say this. 2 weeks ago, I was talking to my mom, and then my mom said, congratulations. I'm like, why? She's like, I heard that you're starting an academy. I'm like, Mom, I have the largest academy in Canada. I have the largest information marketing academy in Canada. She was like, really? Like, yeah. She was like, oh, I thought on Facebook that you just started it. I'm like, no. I'm running it for 4 years now. Right? But then, here's the thing. Like, So family and friends, like family, you can't order more, right? And you're not going to friend people just because they're going to refer clients to you, or hopefully, okay? So yes, they can be type of sneezers, but they're not exactly the ones that you want, right? So let's think about other people like that you can count on as a real marketing plan, okay? The first type of sneezers are your past happy clients. Why? Your past happy clients once had an issue, had a problem. They got to know you, they worked with you, they know what the change you made in their lives, and they are willing to refer clients to you. Okay? So that's the first type of sneezers. People who can, and then remember, they have to identify the target market, they have to identify your potential client, and they have to be able to refer that person to you. Right? And they have to know what the change you can make in their lives. So your past clients are perfect people to do that. However, what if you're starting tomorrow? Or today? What if you're starting now? You don't have a past client. Can you get sneezers? Absolutely you can get sneezers. Because the other type of sneezers that you can get are people that you have given them a huge aha moment in their mindset. You have changed something in their mindset, that with changing that thing in their mindset, you positioned yourself as the go-to expert, as the leader in the field. Okay? In fact, the very first client that I got in my business was from a sneezer. Okay? So, as you know, I landed in Canada in 2009, right? And I just started my business. Well, I didn't start my business. I was just like going around and trying to find a job to be able to kind of learn English and, just kind of make my way. I didn't want to start a business right away because I've never done anything in Canada. And well, when I moved to Canada, what happened was that I moved to Canada with $12,000 in my pocket, and I was hoping that my mom sells one of my properties and send the money to me. Well, it just so happened when I landed here, 2 days later, something politically went wrong in Iran. And all the transactions got canceled, and nobody was buying or selling any properties. And I was here, without being able to speak English, without having any family or friends or network, right? Just me and my wife, and brand new life. So that's how we started. And I started searching for a job. I had another $8,000 in Switzerland that I transferred to Canada. So I was just searching for a job every day, day after day, day after day, day after day, and taking courses and learning, trying to learn more English. But I couldn't find a job. And I got to this point that I received the bill in my mail, and I looked at the bill, and I had enough money in my account to pay the bill and not having the money for the rent for the end of the month, for the next month. So I had to make a decision. Either pay the bill and start the countdown to go homeless, or buy 2 tickets to Iran and go back and never come back. And between the two, we made the decision to pay the bill. So we paid the bill, and we started the countdown. So 30 days to go homeless, 29 days to go homeless, 28 days, 27, 26, 25. And when I got to 17 days to go homeless, I thought that I have to stop the insanity. You know what insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I said, I've been looking for a job for a year, and I haven't found a job. Who says that I can find a job in the next 17 days? So I have to stop that. Although, even if I could get a job in the next 5 days, I would still go homeless because I would get the first paycheck 14 days later, which I was already homeless. So, technically it was like the end of everything. And when I got to 17 days, I said, okay, I'm going to start my business. I've always been a business owner in my life. I started my first business when I was 18, right? Like after my dad passed away, I inherited money, and then I started my first business, and I lost all the money that I inherited when I was 18 in 3 months. Actually, I have a record in that. I have a record of losing the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And then the second day I started my second business, and I started a second business without money and a mentor. And that mentor helped me to grow my business, and I had 15 employees when I was 20, and I sold the company when I was 23. So I've never been an employee in my life before, ever. And I had that time to make the decision, right? 17 days to go homeless. And I said, okay, so I'm going to start the business. That's the best I know. That's the best thing I know. And so that day, I went to go and get a haircut. And believe me, I hadn't got a haircut for a long time. I didn't want to spend $20, $30, $40 for a haircut. But then I said, well, I want to have a business, so I got to go get a haircut, look good at least. And, well, that was a hairdresser that I hadn't seen ever in my life. So I walked into his place, and I sat there. And what does a hairdresser ask you? The first question that a hairdresser asks you. No, well, after hi and how are you, and you go and sit on the chair, right? Okay. The first question that they ask you is that who cut your hair before? Right? Who did cut your hair before? So he didn't ask me because my hair was like this, so definitely didn't matter who cut my hair before. Then the second question that they ask is, what do you do? Right? And I said, we design websites that increases our clients' sales. Okay? Well, I understand how to create a message, right? I understand what challenge, fear, and frustration of my target market is. I understand these things. So he said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, we design websites that increases our clients' sales. And he looked at me, and he's like, what does that mean? I'm like, okay, well, when you are done with my hair, then we go to the cashier and I show you. It worked, and then we was finished, and then we went to the cashier and I said, can I get a pen and paper from you? I got the pen and paper, and I started asking him questions the way that I would ask any person. I said, so what's the bread and butter in your business? What are the top 3 services that you offer? What is the thing that differentiates you from the person next door? There was a barbershop next door. So what's the thing that differentiates you from that person? Right? And he started answering those questions. And while he was answering the questions, I started drawing that on a piece of paper. I started drawing his website on a piece of paper. And after 15 minutes asking questions, I turned the paper toward him and I said, if you design this website, it's going to increase your sales. He looked at the paper and looked at me and said, I've been going to networking events for the past 5-6 years. I go to a lot of networking events, and I've seen a lot of online marketing people. And not a single one of them had been able to do what you did for me in the last 15 minutes. Do you think he bought a website from me? No. No, he didn't. Do you think I was angry that he didn't buy a website from me? No, because I know the best person that believes in what you do is either your hairdresser, your massage therapist, your chiropractor, and any other people who see people on a regular basis. They see several people, they know what they do, they know what they are dealing with. Always, these people talk to them about what they do, right? When you go to a chiropractor, the chiropractor needs to know what you do. When you go to a hairdresser, they know what you do. They know what, right? So I was like, okay, that's great. That was a good first day of my business. And 3 days later, he called me on my cell phone and said, Iman, I know this lady who for the past 3 years has been wanting to make sales from her courses on the internet, and she hasn't made a dime. can you sit with her and work with her to teach her how to do that? And I said, well, absolutely. Later that day, I met that lady, and she became my first ever client. And I got I got the check from her that night, and that money paid that month's rent. The first client, the very first client that I got, was from a sneezer. You don't need to get sneezers. The sneezers don't need to come to your business from past clients. They don't need to be just the past clients. That's why we always say, go out and share your message and talk to people and help them to change their business, regardless. Help them to change their life, regardless of if they can become your client or not. Because it's not about that they can become your client, they can become a promotional partner. Since then till now, he has referred over $100,000 worth of clients to me. Over $100,000 worth of clients, because I took 15 minutes to show him how he can have a website that can increase his sales. Now, do you think, well, I don't have my web design company anymore, but do you think by the time that I had my web design company, he designed a website with me? No. No, he didn't. Do you think I was angry? Absolutely, I was angry at him. Because I was like, you even don't have a website. Let me design a free website for you. It's just like, please. Like, you refer so many clients and you don't have a website. Just let me finish your, let me get the site done for you. It's just like no cost. Just let us do something for you, you know. So, you know, but then he doesn't have a website yet. He doesn't care about website because he's been in that location for 25 years. Everybody knows him. He's always super booked. He's always overbooked, actually. But anyhow, so so yes, you can get sneezers from the first day. You don't need to have past clients to get sneezers. The second type of clients are favor-motivated promotional partners. Sorry, the second type of promotional partners are favor-motivated promotional partners. Who are favor-motivated promotional partners? Favor-motivated promotional partners are people who do business with you, who are promoting you because they want a favor. Do you remember the handshake that I did? I'm like, I have a fist, you have a fist, you want to go for a handshake? Yes. If you go for a handshake, I come for a handshake, right? So what we are doing favors for each other. Okay? Now, favor-motivated promotional partners are usually the people, for example, let's say a person has a mailing list of 10,000 people, and you have a mailing list of 10,000 people, and then you go to that person and say, you promote my business and I will promote your business. Okay? So both of you promote each other's business. Okay? So you're trading favors with each other. Now, one of the things that I knew from the very beginning of my business is that I need to have a system to be able to do favors for others. Okay? And this is a very important sentence that I'm saying. You need to have a system to be able to do favors for others. You need to have a system to be able to make other people look like a superstar. Okay? If you don't have a system that you can make other people look like a superstar, you are missing something in your business and you even don't know it. You even don't know that you are missing it because you've never used favor-motivated promotional partners in your business. So you don't know the value of favor-motivated promotional partners. So when I started my business, okay, one of the first things that I knew is that I need to create a system to be able to do favors for others. And also I knew that I need something called client magnet, which we will talk about it tomorrow. Okay? And one of the best ways to create a client magnet to attract the right type of clients to yourself and to be able to do favors for others is having a networking group of your target market. Okay? Creating a networking group of your target market. Now there are 10 tools that you can use. One of them is a networking group. Okay? So the very same day that I started my business, I started a group called Vancouver Business Network. So the very first night that I started my business, I started Vancouver Business Network. And what I started doing was I started inviting influential people to come to Vancouver Business Network and deliver a talk. But how did I do that? Well, first of all, the name of Vancouver Business Network was a very impressive name. Okay? So I knew what type of name to choose to create credibility. So I created credibility right off the bat from the name, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay? I'm going to talk about that later on today. Oh, actually, in about like half an hour. Okay? So I created a name that has credibility, and then I started picking up the phone. Now, imagine you are an influential person sitting in your office, your phone rings, you pick up the phone, and a person on the other side says, "Hi, my name is Iman. I'm the founder of Vancouver Business Network. I would like to have you as a speaker to come and speak on our stage." Would you say no to that? Would you say no to that? No. Everybody wants to be on the stage of Vancouver Business Network. Everybody wants to be on the stage of Vancouver Business Network. So I said, I would like to have you on the stage of Vancouver Business Network. Would you like to have a coffee? Do you think they would go for a coffee with me? So I started opening the doors to all these influential people by being able to do favors. Now, do you think bringing them to my stage is a favor to them? You are a person whose target market is business owners. And I'm putting you in front of 50 business owners. Do you think I can go back to you and say, would you mind to promote me to your target market, to my target market, which you have access to? You see? That's trading the favor. So I created a platform to be able to do favors for others. Now I can go and build connections with influential people and get them to do favors for me. Now, here is one thing to remember. Here is one thing to remember always. You always want to be partners with winners. Okay? You don't want to partner up with losers. Okay? And I'm saying it in the nicest way possible. Okay? If you are a brand new realtor and there is a brand new mortgage broker, there is no point of this promotional partnership. Why? You don't have client, that person doesn't have client. Who do you want to refer to each other? Okay? And I'm not saying that you are losers, but you don't have people to refer clients to each other. What's the point of this partnership? If you are a brand new realtor, you want to partner up with people who have been in business for many years. Yes, it's harder to get them, but there is clients there at least. What's the point of having 50 promotional partners and none of them can give you a client? Get one promotional partner who can give you 50 clients, instead of getting 50 promotional partners who can give you one client. Okay? So always partner up with winners, with people who have been in the game, and here is another thing. Yes, there are people who are much higher level, they have much bigger reach. And maybe it's harder for you to get to those people necessarily, okay? But if you're at 0 and you can't get access to people who are at 10, at least get people who are at 3, not people who are at 0. Because if you partner up with 3 people who are at 3, then you are a 9. Because you have 3 people who each of them are 3. And now that you are a 9, you can go and get a 10. Make sense? But as long as you are 0 and you partner up with zeros, you still stay a 0. So always partner up with people who are better than you, who are more forward than you. And it pushes you out of your comfort zone. And that's the beauty of it. Because you always want to be better. So you can get to bigger games. Okay? So you can get to bigger games. And yes, you can get to bigger games. Right? Yes, you definitely can get to bigger games. You have to just learn this process of, if you partner up with 3 threes, then you are a 9. You have to learn that if you get more people on your side, then you become bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you can go to bigger people. Okay? The next type of promotional partners are called content-motivated promotional partners. Regardless of the business that you are in, there is a network, there is a group, there is an organization that your target market belongs to. There is a group or network that your target market belongs to, and that organization has a membership. That's why they are their members, right? And these organizations want to add value to their members. Make sense? When I join an organization, I pay the organization $500 a year, or $300 a year, or $2,000 a year. Now, that organization should give me value, so I continue paying them $2,000, $1,000, $500. Now, that organization, to add value to me, needs to have people who have content, needs to have speakers, needs to have content providers. All organizations that are out there, you look at them, all of them provide content, give books, give talks, have seminars, events. All those seminars and events and talks need the speakers. And yes, you can become one of those speakers. Why aren't you? Because you don't have a talk. You don't have a talk prepared. You're not promoting it to them, so you can't be an obvious choice. They go to people who are always out there and are promoting. How come I get 15 talks a week? Because we are constantly, every day, looking for getting more talks. I did it in front of you, 4 today. If you keep searching for it, and if you have a talk, and if you are prepared to give a talk, there are a ton of places who want to have speakers. But the problem is that most people don't have a talk. And here is why they don't have a talk. Most of them think, who wants to listen to me? Okay? Now, most realtors think that they have a ton of competitors. They've never been a web designer. Every other person's cousin can design a free website. Forgetting about a professional website, like paid website. Every other person's cousin can design a free website. And if they can't, you can just go online and search for how to design a free website, and you see like 500 tools that you can start to design your website, drag and drop, and within 2 hours you have your website ready. Right? So probably there's over 500,000 web designers, potential web designers, and actual web designers in Vancouver. And if you are a web designer, you are thinking, who wants to listen to me? If there are so many web designers out there, who wants to listen to me? Well, that's exactly the reason that people want to listen to you. Because there are so many people out there that nobody knows what the right way is. So if there are so many people out there in your competition, that means that you should be out there and telling people what's the right way is. And if you are super unique in what you do, that's why you need to be out there. Because you're super unique, nobody else does it, so you have to be out there. So no matter if you are in a business that you have 500,000 competitors, or if you have no competitors, you can have a talk, you can go out, and you can present. And people want to listen to you. Now, you may need to find the right angle to be accepted as a speaker, but you can't ever find the right angle if you don't keep going out, and if you don't keep talking to organizers, and if you don't keep asking for the talks, so the organizers help you to find the best talk. Okay? Nobody comes up with the best marketing plan the first day. You come up with a marketing plan, you implement, you measure, and you optimize. And then you keep doing it, and you make it better and better and better and better. Okay? And there are a ton of content-motivated promotional partners out there. The next one are money-motivated promotional partners. Who are the money-motivated promotional partners? Money-motivated promotional partners are people who want money. You pay them, they will promote you. You don't pay them, they won't promote you. I don't have anything else to say about them. That's as simple. You pay them, they promote you. You don't pay them, they don't promote you. That's it. Okay? The next one are credibility seekers. Who are credibility seekers? Credibility seekers are people who join you because of your credibility. Okay? They join you because they want your credibility. And you are sitting there and you are thinking, I don't have a credibility. How many of you, as soon as I said you join you for credibility, you thought, I don't have a credibility? Nobody wants to raise their hand. Okay? Now let me show you this. Let me tell you this. If Tony Robbins comes to Vancouver and wants to do an event, do you think I will promote Tony? Absolutely. Do you know why? Because I can say I wasn't part of Tony Robbins' team. If Brian Tracy comes, do you think I'm going to promote him? Absolutely. Why? Because I want to say I was part of their team. Okay? So that shows like how I'm looking for credibility. Now everybody is a credibility seeker. Everybody is a credibility seeker. Now, the question is, what if you are starting your business? Can you have credibility seekers? Yes, absolutely. And remember this sentence because this is probably the most important marketing sentence of today. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to teach you a lot of marketing. But today, this is the most important sentence of marketing that I'm telling you. Your credibility is built with marketing. However, you will lose or reinforce the credibility with delivery. You build your credibility by marketing, but you will lose or reinforce your credibility by delivery. Delivery. Okay? Now what does that mean? There are a ton of people out there who are doing amazing job, but they are not properly promoting that they are doing amazing job. Those people never gain any credibility. They get few people around them to refer clients to them, and that's it. That's it. They never become well known, they never go out, they never become leaders. They just stay small as they are. However, there are companies who incorporate the credibility within their marketing, within their names, within their branding, within their positioning. And that's what they promote. And when you promote credibility, you build the credibility. However, you can lose or reinforce it by delivery. Okay? Let me explain to you. You remember Jonathan, right? Going back to Jonathan's stories. So a few years ago, I was sitting in the office and Jonathan came in and said, Iman, I want to do a big event. I'm like, awesome. I said, okay, so what are you thinking about? He said, I have no idea. I said, okay. So how many people are you thinking about? He said, like, I don't know, 400 or 500 people. I'm like, okay, so what's the event about? I don't know. I'm like, okay. Who's the target market? I don't know. Okay, good, that's a plan for success. I literally meant it, and I tell you why. Because I knew Jonathan. 2 days later, he walked in, literally 2 days later, I'm not exaggerating. 2 days later, he came back in the room, he's like, Iman, I totally know what I want to do. I said, okay, that's awesome. What do you want to do? He said, I'm going to do an event called Vancouver's ever biggest business barbecue party. I'm like, okay, that's great. Have you ever done any business party? I was like, no. I'm like, have you ever done any barbecue party? I was like, no. I'm like, okay, well, that's a plan for success. And I literally meant it, and I tell you why. Imagine you are the organizer of a business network. And a person calls you and says, "Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I'm planning Vancouver's ever biggest business barbecue party. Would you like to invite your members to join us?" How many of you would say no to that? All business groups, all business networks want to be part of the biggest thing that is happening. They're like, okay, well, obviously I want to talk about it, right? I want to see what's happening. And then, well, how many people are you planning? Well, 400 people. Oh, okay, 400 people are coming. You see? Within 45 days, he sold over 450 tickets. Okay? 30 promotional partners, 30 business networks joined him to promote Vancouver's ever biggest business barbecue party. Now, this was the very first time that this event was happening. But how come everybody is on board? Because the credibility is built in marketing. But he could lose the credibility if people would show up and there was no barbecue. He could lose the credibility if people would show up and there were only 25 people. He could lose the credibility if people would show up and there was no service, no washroom, no whatever. Right? He could lose the credibility if he wasn't doing a good delivery, or he could reinforce the credibility by giving the best food, the best barbecue, having enough people, enough room, great service, having a ton of fun. Make sense? You build the credibility with your marketing, but you will lose or reinforce the credibility by delivery. The credibility is built within the marketing system. Most people think the other way. Most people think, oh, I got to do an awesome work to build credibility. No, you should do an awesome marketing. You should position yourself in the marketing, okay, for credibility. Now, what are the types of the deals that you can sign with promotional partners? Now, let's say you got the promotional partners, okay? There are 5 types, and let's say you got them. What are the types of deals you can make with them? There are 6 types of deals you can make with them. Number 1, no deal. Just take good care of my clients. Have you ever referred a client to another person and you didn't want money, you didn't want any favor, you didn't want anything? Have you ever referred a person to another one? Yes. Right? Without wanting anything? That's the first type of deal. The first deal is no deal. Just take good care of my clients. The reason that my hairdresser refers clients to me is not because we pay him. It's because he knows that we take good care of his clients that he sends to us. Okay? The second type are called reciprocal. What is reciprocal? Reciprocal is that I will send you 1 client and you send me 1. I send you 2, you send me 1, I will send you, you will send me 2, I will send you 1. Okay? So we're kind of like reciprocating with each other. Realtors, mortgage brokers, awesome example of that. Okay? The next type of deal is referral fee. Okay? A referral fee can be paid in 2 formats. Pay per transaction and pay per lead. What is pay per transaction? I send you a lead, I send you a person, and if that person ended up buying from you, you will pay me 20% or $250 or 10% or whatever, right? So you pay in the referral fee, pay per transaction. You pay if the deal goes through. If the deal doesn't go through, you don't pay. Many people ask me, how much does it cost to get promotional partners? Well, here it costs nothing, here it costs nothing, and here you pay only if you get a client. Okay? Now, this might be kind of a little bit more advanced on pay per lead, okay? But I want you to pay attention, pay close attention to what I'm saying. But when your business grows, you don't want to pay per transaction. When your business grows, you want to start slowly move to pay-per-lead. Okay? But to move to pay-per-lead, what you need to know, you need to have a system to qualify the best clients. So who is the lead, the qualified lead that you want to get? Okay? Now, if you have a system to define the qualified lead in your business, then instead of paying per transaction, you can pay per lead. So I would say, for example, let's take a qualified client for a qualified lead for me is a person who is starting a coaching business, for example, and knows what she's doing, right? Let's say. Okay, let's say, for example, that's the criteria of mine. Then, what I can do is that I can say, if you send the client to me for the transaction, if the transaction goes through, I'm going to pay you $200. Okay, that's pay per transaction, right? But then on the other side, I know when I want to sign every client, I go to a coffee meeting with these clients, right? And from every 3 coffee meetings that I have with the client, one of them goes through, if they are qualified leads, right? So I know 1 out of 3 coffee meetings, I get 1 client. So by keeping the qualified lead in mind, can I go back to my affiliate and say, if you send me my qualified lead, I will pay you $50 for every coffee meeting that I go to? Now, do you think my affiliate prefers to get paid $50 for every coffee meeting or $200 per transaction? $50 for coffee meetings, right? Because they don't need to wait until the transaction goes through. They don't care about that, right? Wait a second. They prefer to get paid $50 per coffee meeting. That means that I'm paying them $150 per client. So I'm saving money and they prefer. Do you see? And here's another thing. They will send you leads as fast as they can. Because they make more money. They make more money. The faster they send clients to you, the leads to you, the more money you make. The more money they make, the more money you make. It's better for everybody to pay per lead. At the end of the day, it's the best for everybody to pay per lead. Why we can't pay per lead? Because we don't know what's the qualified lead. We don't know how much money it costs us to get 1 client. We don't know how much money we are paying on average for every lead. Because we can't calculate that. So you need to, when you are in business, deeper in business, then you can go and calculate this, find your qualified lead, and then start paying per lead instead of paying per transaction. Okay? Okay, well, I know, for example, who a qualified client for me is. Okay? And I set that qualified lead with my affiliates. I say for every coffee, for example, let's say my qualified lead is a person who wants to become a coach. Exactly. Exactly. No, just if the affiliate sends a person to have coffee with me, I pay them $50. Regardless if the transaction goes through or not.
Like you pre-qualify them, give them the qualification to your
affiliates.
So they don't waste your time saying unqualified.
Yeah. You don't pay for unqualified leads in that situation. You only pay for qualified leads. Okay? So the lead that they send to you should have this qualification. So they have check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. These are the person that Imam wants, so I'm going to send the person. Okay? And then you can have a system, you can actually have a questionnaire, okay, for the client before having a meeting with you. So they have to go through it. If they qualified, then the affiliate gets paid. Okay? The next one is mass purchase. What's a mass purchase? Mass purchase is when a company comes to you and says, I'm going to sell a certain number of your products. I'm going to sell a certain number of your products, guaranteed, and you are going to give me a discount. So I will sell 25 of your products, but I want 25% discount. That's mass purchase. Distribution channels, right? in retail business, or or Groupon deals is a mass purchase. They go to the business, they say we guarantee that you will have at least 10 sales, and we want 50% discount and 50% commission. Okay? So those types are mass purchase. The next one is white label. What is a white label? White label is when you work under the name of another company. And this is actually particularly good for companies who are just starting. For companies that are just starting, you are low on cash flow, you really need money coming in. Okay? You say, it's okay. I work under your brand, you get the client, you sign the deal with the client, okay? And I will get the technical work done. When I started my web design SEO company, that was one of our deals with one of our promotional partners. They were making the deals with the clients. We were just sitting there and we were just getting an email. We have a new client. We were giving them 40% discount on the service. We had their email address, right? And then, but they were dealing with the client. So we were just sitting there and just getting the work. Not dealing with client, not sending any emails to the client, nothing. It's just we were getting everything from that company. We were just passing them by to the company. Why? It was great cash flow. It was a great cash flow. Is it good for your business to keep doing white label? No. Why? Because you are making your competitors stronger and stronger the more you do white label. Okay? Because you are offering an outstanding service under your competitor's name. So when you decide not to work with the competitor, they can go and find another person to do that work, right? But then you were the person who created the credibility under their brand. Okay? Just remember that. But yeah, but definitely it's a great, great way. And the last way is trade networks. So what are trade networks? Trade networks are the networks of businesses that they all get together in the network and they trade services with each other. Okay? So instead of you directly trade with a person, okay, we say, for example, let's say there is a hotel, let's say this hotel. Okay? This hotel has probably 20% of the rooms available today. I don't know, right? But let's say they have 20% of the rooms available today that is not being rented by any person. So can this hotel give these rooms inside a trade network on trade? So instead of making $200 cash, $200, okay, they can make $200 trade dollars if they give it to these people in the trade network. Okay? So they give these rooms on $200 trade dollars, let's say per night, and they accumulate around 4,000 trade dollars. So they have 4,000 trade dollars out of 20 nights of giving the rooms on trade dollars. Now, do you think this hotel needs bookkeeping, needs web design, needs cleaning? Yes. So what they can do, they can go within their net, within that trade network and say, well, do you have a web designer? Do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have a cleaner? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. So I want to get my website done on trade. I want to get my bookkeeping done on trade. I want to get my cleaning done on trade. So although they are not making money, but they are saving money on their cash expense. And whether you save money or you make more money, is that increasing your profit? So having trade, being part of a trade network doesn't necessarily increase your income, but decreases your cost, which will increase your profit. Both of them increase your profit at the same time. So there was a question here, Tracy? Yeah.
So it's the same as barter system.
Yeah, it is a barter system. It's not. Yeah, it is a barter system, right? And you want to be, if you want to become part of a trade network, you want to become part of a trade net that is big, that has so many services inside. So you can find any service that you want within that trade network. Okay? Okay. So there are 6 factors that affect your approach when you are getting promotional partners. Okay, there are 6 factors that affect your approach when you are getting promotional partners. The first factor that affects your approach when you are getting promotional partners is the unique service that you are offering compared to competitive service. Are you offering a unique service or are you offering a competitive service? Okay? If you are offering a unique service in your market, then it's easier to get promotional partners than if you are offering a competitive service. Why? Because if you are offering a unique service, then everybody needs you anyhow. But if you are offering a competitive service, then, well, there are lots of other options to go to. Okay? The second is business age. What's the business age? Like, what's the stage of your business? Okay? If you are at the beginning of your business, maybe white label or trade networks or barter networks are great ideas to go after. But if you have been in business for a long time, then it's the time to work on your branding and, work on other stuff and just kind of make your company stronger. And it's not about cash flow anymore. Okay? Then that's the time that you don't go after white label or trade networks. Okay? Some companies are actually going after trade networks still after being in business for a longer time. But then I will explain a little bit later why. The next thing is your network and what favors you can do for others. Okay, now I tell you this again. Please, please, please find a way to do favors for others. Find a way to be able to do favors for others. Okay? Now, you remember Vancouver Business Network, right? I said Vancouver Business Network, I started it because I wanted to do favors for others. But here's what happened with VBN. Vancouver Business Network started getting super booked. So if a person wants to get a talk at VBN, the first available talk is in March 2015. Okay? So it's fully booked for the next 3 months, and it's fully booked for 3 months after that. That's not a favor anymore. I can't pick up the phone and say, can I get you as a speaker? I can give you a talk in 9 months or like 6 months. Right? That's not a favor anymore. Right? So what I started doing is that, okay, I needed, and this is about like 3 years ago we started having this problem, not now. 3 years ago we started being super booked. Okay? So what I started doing, I said, okay, I need a new way of doing favors. And back then I had a very small office. I had like an office maybe this big, from here to here. That was all my office. Right? And I had one. Right now I have 3 offices, and it's kind of bigger. But anyhow, and then at the back of my office, I had like a little area, literally this big, wasn't bigger than this, that was unutilized. There was nothing there, right? So what I did, I went and bought an electrical fireplace, and I put the electrical fireplace in the back of my room. Then I bought 2 chairs, black chairs. Each of them I bought them for $15. And I put the chairs here in front of these two, this fireplace. And I bought a camera called Kodak ZI-8, right? And that was $180 camera back then. And right now, if you want to buy another camera, you can buy a Logitech C920. Okay? It's $120 in fact. Right now it's even cheaper. And then I bought this Kodak ZI-8, and I bought a tripod from a garage sale. Okay? The funny thing is that tripod in the back of the room is the same tripod. Okay? I bought that tripod for $10. Okay? So, and now I put that here, and then Kodak ZI-8. How does this look like? What does it look like? Studio. And I call this studio the Experts Cafe. Okay? I started picking up the phone and inviting influential people. I said, hi, my name is Iman, and I'm creator of Experts Cafe, and I would like to interview you in my studio. Less than $500 cost to put the entire thing together. How many people, how many doors do you think it opened for me? How many friendships do you think I made with influential people? But then here's what happened. I grew even bigger, and I needed something that is not local. Because this was very local. I couldn't get people from Toronto to come here. I couldn't get people from Portland to come here and do like a 1.5 hour interview with me, right? Or from LA. So I needed something that is even bigger than that. So what I did is that I bought a software for $19.95 a month, okay, called meetcheap.com. And this is a webinar software. Okay, this is about a year ago. A year ago. And it's like $19.95 per month, and it's good enough for 500 people on the webinar. And I created something called extremebusinessbuilders.com. extremebusinessbuilders.com. And that gave me the reach to be able to call any person anywhere in the world and say, I'm the host of Extreme Business Builders. I would like to interview you and feature you as a successful business owner in the world. Do you think people want to be on Extreme Business Builder? Do you think people want to be on Experts Cafe? Why? The credibility comes from marketing. If you follow the trend of these names, every single name is a name that has huge credibility. Vancouver Business Network, Experts Cafe, Extreme Business Builders, right? And then last week, and then I started doing that every week, and I'm like, okay, I get tired. Like every week, I'm going to sit here and just find a ton of like whole guests and stuff. Although it's pretty good, but I'm just kind of past that stage in my business right now. I don't want to do that way anymore. So what I did, I said, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Every 3 months, I'm going to do 3-day intensive webinars with 9 to 12 people. So I'm just going to sit in my studio right now. Well, I have a proper studio. And so I said, okay, I'm going to sit in my studio, and I'm going to run the webinars from my studio. And last weekend, like for 3 days, I was interviewing 9 very good marketers and just like share their message and built a ton of friendship. And one of those people was actually an A player. You know, like I was talking about the A players. One of the people that I could get finally was an A player. And I mean A player, these are people who have a reach to over 1 million people in my target market. Do you know if she sends an email for me to her network, what it means to my business? But as I said, you start with the smaller, and then you get bigger and bigger, and then you get to a point that you attract A players to yourself. Okay? Now, always have something that you can do favors for others. Interview them. Make them look good. There was a research done at Harvard Business School that they did a research on why people share content on social networks. Why do you share content on social network? Do you know what's the number one reason that you share content on social network? On Facebook? On Twitter? Make other people feel good? Okay. Make yourself feel good. The number one reason that we share content on networks is because it makes us look good. The number one reason that we share content on social networks is because it makes us look good. Now, it's a funny thing because some people share some content that makes them look stupid. Now, think what they think. Okay? But the number one reason that we share content on networks is because it makes us look good. Now, if you do something that other people look good, do you think they will share it? Yes. And that's why you need to be able to do favors for others that makes them look good. Okay? Now many people say, oh, I want to do this thing and I want to kind of go against everybody. I want to get all the leaders and bash them on this. Oh, like, what's the point? It goes viral. I'm not saying that it doesn't go viral, and it's controversial, also controversial stuff, and it's like, those are awesome, right? But then what you are doing is that you are shooting yourself in the foot by doing that, because these are people who could actually help you to grow your business. Now you're losing all these promotional partners. You're getting a lot of followers, but you're losing a lot of promotional partners. If it's your dream, if it's your passion, do it. Well, no, it's many people's passion, right? It's many people's passion that, they want to fight against. That's their fight. That's their fight. And if it's their fight, then that's what they need to do. Okay? The next one is your credibility. The more credible you become, the easier it becomes to get promotional partners. So include credibility in your brand. Add credibility. Make sure choose the right names. Okay? Always focus on the right names, on the names that have credibility. I tell you one thing about the story. When I wanted to start Vancouver Business Network, I wanted to call it Vancouver Success Road Network, because the name of my company is Success Road Enterprises. And the person who was mentoring me, and I will talk about this, the person who was mentoring me, he was like, absolutely not. And I'm like, but I wanted. It's like, absolutely not. And I said, well, but the name of my company is like, absolutely not. And I'm like, why? He said, because people don't understand what Vancouver Success Road Network means. It has a meaning to you, but it doesn't have any meaning to your target market. You have to choose a name that has a meaning to your target market, right? And I worked, and suddenly at 11:57, just came PM, like almost midnight, came to me. It's like, Vancouver Business Network. Why nobody has taken this name? Like seriously, why nobody has taken this name, Vancouver Business Network? Why should I be the person who is taking it? Anyhow, the next one is your client base. The more reach you have, the better promotional partners you can get. If you have a mailing list of 10,000 people, then you can get better promotional partners. The more you grow, the better you can do. And the next one is your business model. And what I mean here is business model is like, what's your margin? Some businesses, their margin is 10%. Like that's the entire profit. They sell something for $100, their profit is only $10. If they want to pay an affiliate, how much can they pay an affiliate? $2, $3? Some businesses, their margin is 90%. They sell something for $100, $90 of it is profit. Okay? So how much can they give to promotional partners? $50, $40? And the more you can give to promotional partners, do you think you get better money motivated promotional partners? Absolutely. Okay? So the more you can pay, the better promotional partners, money motivated promotional partners you're going to attract to yourself. Now the question is, Iman, I know everything that you say is great and awesome and fantastic and it's exciting to do all of these things and get people promote us, but I had so many people that I sat with them and they told me that they were going to promote me and nothing happened. How many of you had that experience? It's like you sit with the person is happy and it's like, absolutely, I'm going to promote you, and you leave them and nothing happens, not a single client, nothing happens. So how to find profitable promotional partners? Yes? You have to make them easy for them. Okay. Now how to find profitable promotional partners? Instead of finding any promotional partner, but finding a profitable promotional partner. Yeah. Here it is. You never find profitable promotional partners. You never find profitable promotional partners. You make them profitable. You never find profitable promotional partners. You make them profitable. There are a ton of promotional partners out there who say that they're going to promote you, but they can't promote you. Or they don't know how to promote you. So it's not that you haven't found that person. You found it. Okay? But that person isn't profitable to you because you can't make that person profitable. It's not about that person, it's about you. So it's not that I can't find, it's not that they don't want to promote you, it's that you are not promotable. Okay? So you make promotional partners profitable. How? The first thing to remember, it's all about the relationship. It's all about the relationship between you and the promotional partner, regardless of what type of promotional partner they are. They are a sneezer, it's about relationship. It's content motivated, they are. Okay, here's one thing. Content motivated promotional partners, they really need the speakers, right? Why they don't allow anybody to go and speak? Because they need to have a relationship with you. The organizer of that network should be your sneezer. So the organization becomes your content motivated promotion partner. The organizer of that organization should become your sneezer, so the organization becomes your content motivated promotion partner. If they don't have a relationship with you, they're not going to give you the talk. Okay? Even the money-oriented, even the money-motivated promotional partners. Money-motivated promotional partners care about the money, right? If they refer clients to you, and you don't serve the clients that they've referred to you properly, they stop referring clients to you. Why? Because if you do a bad job in taking care of their clients, okay, then that person goes back to the promotion partner and says, you are promoting bad people. I don't want to buy anything that you promote from now on. So they start losing money, so they stop promoting you. It's all about the relationships, regardless of what type of promotional partner they are. Okay? The second one, be specific about who you are looking for. Be specific about who you are looking for. Have you seen chiropractors? They stand up and they say, hi, my name is James, and I'm a chiropractor, and anybody who has pain, come to me. Well, how many of you in this room have pain right now? Or maybe 1, 2, 3. You even don't know that you have a pain. Okay? Now let me tell you another way. Okay? What if I was a chiropractor and this was the way that I would explain? Hi, my name is James, and I'm a chiropractor, and if you saw any person who did this, they need to come and see me. Now I promise, from now on, every time you see a person in the street that does this, you're going to remember me. And I'm not a chiropractor. Why? Because this is a specific. I'm showing you a gesture that you can see every day. You might have done it yourself today. And if you do that, then you can quickly connect with me, because this is a specific pain. I didn't say any person who has pain, but I'm showing the pain. And I'm being specific about one type of pain. So you can connect with me. Okay? Be specific about the people that you are looking for. Don't say any person who has a skin. Okay? Any person who has a skin is not a target market, is not specific. Okay? Any person who has blackheads on their nose may be better than any person who has a skin. Right? So make sure that when you are talking about the target market, talking about people, just be specific about who you are targeting. And then make it easy for them to refer clients to you. Okay? How can you make it easy to refer clients to you? Number one, have a touch point. Have a touch point where promotional partners can derive clients to. What is a touch point? Touch point is a no pressure, no obligation point of your business. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about it for 1.5 hours. Okay? It's a big piece of your business, and it's a big piece that many people are missing in their business. Okay? That's what actually turns a normal business to a business that is run as a leadership business, as a business that is being positioned as a leader. The biggest difference between those two is that the businesses that are not being run to be positioned as leader, they don't have something called client magnet or touch point. Well, a combination of several touch points is called client magnet. Okay? The second thing is to give them success stories. The hero, mentor, obstacle result stories. Right? Always give your promotional partners success stories of people who have worked with you. And be consistent with your message. Please be consistent with your message. I've seen a person, I've worked with a person, actually I kind of know him for about 4.5 years now. And in the past 4.5 years, he has changed his job 9 times. He's a super good guy. I cannot refer clients to him because I'm not sure if he's doing the same thing he was doing before. He's just not consistent with his message. The funny thing is that when you talk to him, he says, I'm always in marketing. Now I changed a little bit my focus in the marketing, right? But if your focus yesterday was SEO and today is taking pictures, yes, both of them are in marketing, but I can't really refer clients to you now. You see? Although both of them are in marketing, but I can't refer clients to you because it's just hard. It's just not focused. Okay? So be consistent with your message and keep in touch. Some promotional partners don't become profitable for a year or two. Some promotional partners start becoming profitable after 6 months. It's all about the relationships. Invite your promotional partners to your talks. Invite your promotional partners to your events. Invite them outside. Have fun with them. Go places that they are. Okay? Spend a lot of time with promotional partners because those are the key to the success of your business. Do you agree if a person can refer 50 clients to you is worth more than one person who can buy once from you? It's easier to find those people who refer 50 clients to you. That's the beauty of it. It's easier to find people who can refer 50 clients to you than finding one person who buys one thing from you. So it's your choice. Do you want to go after getting clients all the time, or do you want to go after getting promotional partners all the time? Okay? Now, let me give you 4 simple steps to find promotional partners, because I want you to really go and do this. Okay? Step number 1, think about who can refer clients to you. Who are the people who can refer clients to you? Okay? And think about the 5 types of promotional partners. Who are the sneezers that you can talk to refer clients to you? Who are the content-motivated promotional partners that can refer clients to you? Who are the favor-motivated promotional partners that can refer clients to you, and what favors you want to do for them? Who are the money-motivated promotional partners? And who are the credibility seekers? And if your brand is ready to attract credibility seekers to yourself. Okay? So, that's one. Then, what do you want to offer them? So, if they are favor-motivated promotional partner, what do you want to do for them? Okay? If they are sneezers, what do you want to do for them, right? Because the person to become a sneezer, you have to help them to change their mindset. Right? So if that's what you need to do for them. So what is the thing that helps them to change their mindset? If they are content-motivated promotional, what do you want to offer them? What is the thing that you are going to do for them? Okay? Write that down. And then what do you want them to do for you? Do you remember I said you can't find profitable promotional partners, you make them profitable? Right? Now let me give you an example. I have many students who come to me and say, Iman, we just found a promotional partner. I said, well, that's great. What's the deal? What are you going to do? And they say, well, I just talked to this person, and this person said, yes, I'm going to refer clients to you. I said, okay, that's great. I said, so what happened? And she was like, okay, well, you're done. Like, okay, so that's the first mistake, right? You're not done. You just got started. Okay, that's just the opening of this. I said, okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to talk to her or to the promotional partner to get the promotional partner to either send a message to their members, okay, or organize a talk for you, or if the person wants to refer a client to you, okay, shouldn't be like, oh, go and talk to Iman. No, shouldn't be like that. The way they should be like this. Open the email, put the client's name and your name, and say, hi, Iman and Adele, for example. I would like to introduce you to each other. Adele, Iman is blah, blah, blah. Iman, Adele is blah, blah, blah. Meet each other. Bye. If the promotional partner doesn't know how to refer the client to you, they won't refer the client to you. It's not that they don't want to, they just don't know how to. So if you want to get promotional partners to refer clients to you, be very specific about how you want them to make that introduction. The introduction for me works the way that you send a joint email. The introduction for me works like you send them to my event. The introduction for me works if you send them to have a coffee meeting with me. Okay? How do you want them exactly to promote you? And be very, very specific. When I go to a network and I want them to promote me, I have a very simple system. You organize a talk, I'm going to give you 3 emails, and you're going to send this email Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. You're going to send this email Saturday morning, 6 a.m., and you're going to send this other email Tuesday noon. Are we good? You can send these 3 emails. You can do this talk. Awesome. Perfect. So I'm going to send you everything. Only thing you need to do is copy and paste and send it. Do you think that promotional partner gets confused about how to send people to me? Right? Do you see? Because I have a very specific way that they can refer clients. And then we can track their orders in our system. The who is coming from who. Okay? So you need to create that system. You need to have a very specific way for people to refer clients to you. Okay? The other thing that I have, in my business I have something that I call a promotional partners day. Okay? So once a month, it's a promotional partners day. I wake up in the morning and I put the list of our promotional partners in front of me, and I see I haven't talked to which one of them in the last 6 months or a year. I just pick up the phone and call them and talk to them for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's it. I call them and say, like, what's happening with your business? Is there anything that we can help you with? Is there anything? And by the way, we are promoting this thing. Can you help us with promoting this? No? Yes? Yes? If it's yes, okay, so I'm going to connect you to Adele to send you the rest of the information. If it's no, thank you very much. We're going to be in touch. Okay? Is there anything that I can promote for you? You see? So it's a two-way street. You help them to promote and you promote them as well. Well, it depends on what type of promotional partners they are. If they're favor motivated, then that's the way. If they're money motivated, then you make sure that they get their check on time. Okay? Now, what do you want them to do for you? What do you want them to do for you? And then at the last, and this is an interesting piece, which places, functions, or events are good promotional partner sources for your business? Now, what does it mean? This is the biggest mistake that people make in promotional partnership. If you are a mortgage broker, who is the best promotional partner for you? Real estate agents, right? Realtors. Here is the funny thing. Most mortgage brokers attend mortgage broker training, right? Just think about this. How big of a mistake it is. Your biggest promotional partners are realtors. And then you go and attend mortgage brokers training? Who is sitting with you in the mortgage broker training? So where should you go? To realtors training. If you are a mortgage broker, you shouldn't go to mortgage brokers training. You should go to realtors training. Because when you stand up and when it's the break, how many realtors are around you? 550 realtors are around you. Right? And I'm not joking. Seriously, there are real estate training. There's 550, 600, 700 people. So if you are a mortgage broker, do you want to be around another 12 mortgage brokers? Or do you want to be in the room with another 500, 600 realtors? One of my students says, you should go where you are not supposed to be. If you are in a place that you are supposed to be and everybody around you is the same as you, you are in the wrong place. Because those are not people in your target market. Those are not people that you can grow your business with. Okay? Now, go back again to the same thought. Where can you find a lot of people who can refer clients to you that all of them get together in one place? Network association. So for every person is different, right? For every person is different. Now you have to find those sources. So when you go to a networking event, right now in this room, when I ask how many of you are business network organizers, 4 of you raised your hand. But if I was in a room that if I asked this question, 60 people would raise their hand. Do you see the difference? So you have to go to an event that you can get that. You can get a lot of people who can promote your business. You have to spend your time there. If you are in another event, then the question you need to ask, you should be very clear about who you are looking for. And whenever you see another person, that's the question. So if I go to a networking event and I'm one of the audience members, okay? Then I start networking with people. I say, oh, my name is Iman and I do business coaching and stuff. By the way, did you see any network organizers here? Right? I don't try to sell to her. I have a different question. By the way, did you see any business network organizers here today? Right? Maybe she has seen, maybe she has not. Okay? If she has seen, she says, well, yeah, maybe you can go and talk to that person. Here's another thing that I do. First person that I talk to is the organizer of the event, not one of the attendees. Why? Because the organizers of the events most likely know more people. So whenever I go to a networking event, the first person that I want to talk to is the organizer. Then I go and talk to other people. And that makes a huge difference in the result that you get in a networking event. That makes a huge difference in the result that you get from every 20 minutes that you spend in a business. Okay? So think about it this way. I always say this, I like the way that I say it too. I always say, have a higher expectation of your actions. Have a higher expectation of your actions. So if you are going to a networking event and you have 20 minutes, okay, don't think that, well, okay, I had only 20 minutes and I didn't see anyone because I had 20 minutes. No. Think about it this way. This 20 minutes has cost you $10,000. Think you have spent $10,000 to get this 20 minutes. How would you spend that 20 minutes? Now I want to see if you make an excuse that you only had 20 minutes. You see? That's exactly what happened to me. When I went to Toronto, the funny thing, Toronto is a city that always a lot of things is happening there, right? A lot of things is happening in that city. I went to Toronto and I started searching for events that are in Toronto, and there are 3 events that are happening within the 4 days that I'm in Toronto. 2 of them are organized by me. And I'm like, seriously? Like that's like always a lot of things happens in Toronto. Like just the week that I'm in Toronto should 3 events happen and 2 of them are mine. So then I'm left with 1 event, right? I'm left with 1 event and I can't find anything to attend. So I'm spending 4 days and like during the day I'm like jet lagged in the morning and it's just kind of like I wake up at, I don't know, like 10 a.m. or sometimes I wake up at noon Toronto time, right? And my head was spinning. I just went from Calgary to Vancouver and then Vancouver to Toronto, left from, anyhow, like a mess, right? So I can't function properly during the day and I have just this 1 event and I'm trying all day long, I'm trying to find another event and nothing is happening or it's nothing that I can find. And believe me, I know how to search. I know how to search everything. Like how to search Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I know how to search all of them. The way that you can find events, right? And can't find anything in that city except the 1 event. So anyhow, 4 days in Toronto, I ended up with this 1 event, right? And I walked into the event and there are 120 people sitting all around the room. And well, everybody is standing up and introducing themselves. So, one by one, people are standing up and introducing themselves. And I have a meeting with one of my friends who I hadn't seen for 18 years at the time, at 9 p.m. that day. So it's a 6 to 9 p.m. I have to leave by 8 to get to my friend. And now everybody is standing up and introducing themselves. One by one, 120 people. Then, here's what I did. I said, okay, well, that's great that everybody is standing up and introducing themselves because now I can narrow my search. So who am I looking for? people who have access to coaches, consultants, authors, and speakers. Right? So the first person that I want to talk to is who? The organizer. So I know that I'm going to talk to the organizer in any way that I can. Okay? Then I'm seeing people that are standing up, and one of them stands up, probably 20th person, stands up and says, "Hi, my name is Sky, and I teach speakers how to deliver, how to use their voice." Bingo. Why? He has access to speakers. Okay? So I write on a piece of paper, okay, Sky is the person, I got to talk to him. Moves on. One person stands up, says, "Hi, my name is," what's his name? My name is Ali. My name is Ali, and I'm the founder of Canadian Inventors Association. Wow. Do you think Inventors Association, do they have products that they don't know how to sell? Awesome. Do you think they need the speakers? You see? So I put his name on paper. And I moved on. And he got another person, and he stood up and said, "Hi, my name is Richard, and I'm the founder of Editor's Desk, and I help authors to write their book and edit their book." Bingo. Right? Everybody introduced themselves, and well, it finished. Then it finished. The organizer went there and said, "Okay, now we're going to get 20 minutes break, and then we come back for the talks." Do you remember the example that I gave you? Think you would spend $10,000. You have 20 minutes to perform. How would you perform? That's my situation. I have 20 minutes to make my $10,000 worth in the next 20 minutes. So, here's what I do. I stood up, and I started going toward the organizer, right? Started going toward the organizer, and a person jumped in front of me and said, "Hi, do you believe in online marketing? Shopping online?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he said, like, "I have this franchise from online shopping." I'm like, "That's great, but sorry, I don't have time. Would you mind to talk to this person?" Right? And he just continued moving, moved toward the organizer, right? So I got to the organizer, and there is two people are waiting there to talk to the organizer. So I'm just waiting there, and I'm looking for Sky because I know that he's in the front. He was in the front of the room, right? And I saw him. I saw Sky and said, "Sky, I want to talk to you, but first I need to talk to the organizer. But please stand here. I need to talk to you as well, and I have very limited time." I said, "Okay, sure, I'm going to stand here." Then I turned to the organizer. He was available. And he said, "Hi, my name is Iman. I'm the founder of Vancouver Business Network, and I want to buy a coffee for you. But I have to buy it for you tomorrow because the day after I'm leaving to Vancouver." And he said, "Well, I'm a very busy person. I'm an accountant, and it's end of March. It's like we're really busy right now." I said, "I understand. I come to you wherever you are, and I'm going to buy you with a coffee, and I'm going to bring the coffee with me so you don't need to leave your office. I need 15 minutes from you." Okay? And so what do you want to talk about? I said, "I want to talk to you about having a talk at your network. And I just need 15 minutes, and I do whatever happens tomorrow to meet you." I said, "Well, okay, I am available entire day tomorrow in my office. Anytime that you want, you can drop by." So, "Okay, that's great. So what if I come 2 p.m.? So that's great. Just come 2 p.m. You don't need to buy coffee either. Just come." So, "Okay, that's fantastic." Then I turned and I went to Sky and I talked to him and I said, "Well, my name is Iman. I work with a lot of speakers because I know that he wants to get access to speakers." I said, I work with a lot of speakers. And I want to sit with you and talk to you, but the only way that we can talk is if we talk tomorrow." I said, "I'm not available." I said, "Tomorrow is the only time. Either we make it or we can't make it. Do you want to go for a coffee or not?" I said, "Oh, okay, I think I can make it work." Right? The next person. All of them first were not available. Then after I said, "Okay, it's only tomorrow," then all of them were available. Okay? So, the next day, I had 4 appointments with 2 business network organizers, and 2 people who had large mailing lists. I decided not to work with one of them because we sat together and that relationship didn't work. Okay? I was like, okay, I don't think we can work together. The other 3 have referred 120 clients to us since March. Now, what would you do if you knew that you would spend $10,000 and you had only 20 minutes to make it work? Would you make excuses that I had only 20 minutes and I didn't see people? Or would you really put your entire focus to make it happen? Always have higher expectation of your actions. Because when you have higher expectations of your actions, you can make it work. Now, I'm not saying that set goals that you can't achieve. But count every minute of your life as a very expensive minute. Now I want to see how would you behave for that very minute. How would you work within that 1 minute? Okay? I'm a leader.